How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 8, Episode 8 of Fear the Walking Dead. This episode is titled Iron Tiger. Now, last episode we saw the return of Victor Strand, or should I say Anton, because he decided to change his whole personality and he spoke German because he kind of wants to forget his past. Like, he's become a new man. And he has a husband called Frank and a kid called Klaus, who are both German tourists, because when the apocalypse started they were on holiday and then they've been stuck in this hotel for many years now. As we're seeing what's going on with Strand, we then find out that someone has arrived at the hotel, a woman who's having breathing problems, and it turns out to be Madison. She's been ambushed or chased by a bunch of people that are looking for her, and she's ended up at the hotel. How? I don't know, because it's very convenient that she ends up at the hotel that Strand is at. But yeah, then we end up seeing the people that are after Madison. We don't know why they're after her, but because of that, Madison decides to take Klaus and get on a boat and leave. But then Frank and Victor go find them, and then Victor tells Frank and Klaus to go back to the hotel while, Strand and Madison, I guess, reminisce. Also, Madison does call out Strand a few times, basically saying that his name's Victor Strand, it's not Anton, that's all made up, he's lying to benefit himself type of thing, right? And then Strand was basically just saying every two sentences, everyone deserves a second chance. I get it, you've had about 40 chances though, Strand, so it doesn't really work in your case, but whatever. And then both Madison and Strand end up getting found by the people that are after them. They get captured, they get taken to the hotel to find out that none other than Troy is leading these people. And of course, Troy, if you remember from Season 3 of Fear, is the kid that led the herd to the ranch. He got Ophelia killed and got a bunch of other people killed. And then he had the hammer to the head twice and was basically dead for many seasons. The dam exploded on top of him, and now he's back and wants revenge on Madison for what she took from him. I think, personal theory of mine, that she took his kid, and that's why he's hell-bent on getting her, right? Just based off the promo for this episode, you took everything from me, it probably doesn't mean the ranch, right? And then the rest of the group comes in and saves the day before Troy can kill Victor, which is very convenient, and on top of that, they could have just wiped out Troy's group. There was only 4 or 5 in Troy's group, including him, and it was about 20 people. There's quite a few, or maybe 15, 10, something like that. But they were outnumbered. Troy's group was outnumbered, so they could have just easily wiped them out. And then Troy, right at the end, decides to reveal, I've killed Alicia. I've got her arm to prove it. Obviously, we do know what Troy's like. He's more than likely lying to Madison just to get into her head. But we'll just have to see. But yeah, last episode was definitely better than the rest of the season, but it's just that Strand stuff, in the beginning portion of the episode, was kind of eh. Not a huge fan of it, because it's just kind of he's going in circles as a character, right? Because now he's back to being Strand again, so none of that mattered. But yeah, the most entertaining part of last episode was 100% Troy. And he was only in the last 10 minutes of it. But yeah, now we're basically going to war with Troy, and Madison wants him dead, which, I'll be honest, if that's the story for the last 6 episodes of the show, being Troy versus Madison, I think, honestly, it's a pretty poor ending. It's been done 100 times before in the Walking Dead universe. Hero versus villain storyline. Ooh, that's going to be good. Because I feel like it'd be a waste just to bring back Troy and just have him be the villain. What's the point of that? There's got to be a redemption path for him, right? I mean, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop doolallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. This program contains subject matter related to mental health and suicide.
Been a while.
Troy.
Stop showing it. The more they show what happened to Troy, the more it pisses me off. Because, there's no way this motherfucker survived that. The dam exploded on top of him, that's enough.
Are you sure this is it?
What?
It's where we pick up the tankers.
Has there been a time jump? Because what's Strand wearing? Again, he's got that beret on. Well, I guess he didn't have a beret last season.
We're wasting time. We should be taking the fight to Troy.
Our fuel reserves are low.
We're giving him time to regroup.
I mean, he could have killed him last episode.
He took a daughter away from me, too. But first, we do what we need to do to protect the island. Then we make Troy wish he died back at the dam.
I mean, he did die at the dam, but shit vying.
Perhaps we continue this debate inside this fine establishment.
Or just take them out. Like, there wasn't that many. Because now they're going to be stuck in this fucking building for the whole episode. Everyday low prices.
Shoot anything that moves. Hawk.
Oh, isn't that one kid from Padre?
Impossible. Relics of a bygone era.
Leave what you don't. Oh, God. Season 5?
Just like the one we used to make. Who would want to resurrect that?
Don't remind me of Season 5. Oof. And Season 4-ish. It's clearly not Alicia.
Step away from...
Is she dumb? Like, how would Alicia teleport from the radiation zone to here? Ooh.
That wasn't us.
Well, no shit. Luciana.
Madison, you died a long time ago.
That has to be the worst dialogue I've ever heard. You died a long time ago? Did she really just say that? Not like, oh my god, you're alive. You died a long time ago? What kind of fucking dialogue, dude? Ew. I'm still questioning how walkers have that much blood in their system.
My baby was alive this whole time. I didn't even try to look for her.
The last thing Alicia would have wanted was for you to die like that.
I can't let her walk around like that forever. It's a barrier.
She's obviously still alive.
Daniel told me about Alicia. What Troy did to her.
I mean, he didn't. You don't have evidence that he did anything to her. You just think he did. Troy's known for getting under your skin.
Luciana. Thank you.
When they brought me in 7 years ago, they realized what I could do.
Stop with the 7 years ago.
Who did they use against you?
You.
Me.
Because I asked for your freedom in exchange for making gas.
Thank you for saving my life, Luciana.
How'd you end up setting up shop in a place like this?
She just kind of explained it.
If Padre was getting the fuel I made, I had to make sure I was helping people.
These supplies are from Padre's containers.
We've got 23 active locations.
23?
Did Padre know that you were taking provisions from them?
No.
If you give us the fuel, Troy will not be a problem for us anymore.
As long as Troy doesn't figure out where it came from.
We won't blow your cover.
He's going to figure out where it came from.
We haven't talked in 7 years.
Stop! With the 7 years. Like, we get it, there's been a time jump.
Just tell Iron Tiger to wait.
Who's Iron Tiger?
What's going on? Who's out there?
Just wait in the back.
Troy's the one that kicked her off the ranch. Tried to turn Nick against her.
You wouldn't lie to me.
She's moved on, Daniel. If you think she had a choice between
True.
protecting us or protecting all of this, which one would she choose?
Certainly not you. I'll show you both how mistaken you are.
You're making this harder than it has to be.
No, you are.
Ooh,
Just show us what's inside and we'll be on our way.
I can't.
why not?
Whoa,
Really?
Is that really necessary?
Turn around. Slowly.
Charlie? Maybe? How the fuck is she alive? Like, she looks perfectly fine.
Charlie? You're alive.
See, that's a better reaction. You're alive.
June didn't have what she needed at the tower to treat the radiation poisoning. Padre did.
She looked like she was about to die. What?
Why didn't you want us to see her?
Oh, 'cause she killed Nick.
What the hell is going on?
It's complicated.
No. It's not.
You killed Nick. And you caused Madison to have breathing problems.
I killed your son.
Also, she dyed her eyebrows. Like, what? And her hair.
Get the hell away from me! Both of you!
I mean, can't blame her. Like, you took in the person that killed Nick. And she hasn't done anything to even forgive her, by the way. She hasn't earned her place. What the fuck? Jesus. I don't get why she'd use that as a weapon. Considering she has breathing problems, she uses a weapon that's heavy as fuck. Is she dumb?
You didn't think it mattered that the girl I brought into the stadium killed my son?
Damn, is that Glenn?
If I hit Troy harder, Alicia might be here.
What do you mean if you hit Troy harder? He was fucking dead.
Why is she still here? How could you let her back in after that?
True.
The same thing that everyone else wants. A second chance.
Oh, fuck off. I said it last episode. You've had about 70. Stand.
I don't think I can do that.
Why? What's she doing?
Can I talk to Madison?
I don't think this is a good time.
I hated myself.
I really need to say this because I honestly don't know if I'm ever gonna see you again, so...
No, this is not for me. This is for you.
I really am sorry that I took Nick from you. I really have tried to turn all that hurt and all the pain and turn it into something more.
Have you? When did you do this?
If there's anything I can do to help you see that good, just tell me.
No, there is something she can do. You snuck into the stadium. You fooled me.
Sneak into Troy's camp.
I need you to do the same with Troy Otto.
You want me to find out what he's planning?
Nope.
Kill him. She's dead as fuck. Troy's not stupid, like a certain amount of characters in the show.
He won't even get close. He knows us. He doesn't know her.
Now that I have found you, I don't want to risk losing either of you again.
I know that, but you won't lose me, Daniel.
She's dead. She's dead.
None of you will have to worry about Troy Otto.
I mean, we didn't have to worry about him for seasons, and then he just came back.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to pretend like you care.
She was the one that helped me see that I could start over. I wish I could take back what I did to Nick. He was like a brother to me.
Then you wouldn't have shot him.
Exactly, like what? He was like a brother, so I killed him. I've never agreed with them forgiving her. Like, Alicia and Charlie just got stuck in a house that was about to flood, and then Alicia forgive her.
Every day you were out there, I wanted to find you. But I needed to protect you, and I needed to protect everyone here.
What's going on with Daniel? Last season he was like having memory problems. This season he's perfectly fine.
What's the point of saving it if we turn it to the opposite of what Alicia wanted us to build?
I mean, they're not going to bring back Troy just to kill him off. It'd be stupid.
Recon the base, recon the base.
Huh?
Over. What is it?
It's a jar.
Charlie wanted to see where we buried Nick, so she could tell him she was sorry.
So you cremated him?
So you dug him up?
Yeah, like what?
She said he deserved something better, and she was right.
Where did you bury him?
We only buried him there so we could get to a weapons cache.
We were in a dark place, Madison.
He deserves better.
That's what she wanted, and so did I.
Charlie thought you would.
Iron Tiger, do you copy?
If you brought him all the way back from Texas for me, then you should be there when we say goodbye.
I can't come back, Madison. No, I mean, I can't come back.
Because she's already there. Yeah.
They found me before I got to the hotel, and they're not gonna let me leave.
I said step out of the truck.
He's going to hear Madison on the radio.
Charlie, where are you? I repeat, where are you?
I fucking said it.
Charlie, do you copy?
We can't give away our location.
We have to try.
Well, it looks like we're finally taking the fight to Troy.
It only takes one person being a hostage to risk everyone's life. Jesus. She should have just turned off the radio. Why'd you knock her out just to free it?
Why are you cutting their arms off?
Why not?
You want Madison to think you're Alicia.
And seeing as it sounds like I'm not the only person who have killed a Clark, is what Madison said true?
What? When did she say this? They turned off the radio, right?
So why is Madison trying to protect you? They believe all that kumbaya bullshit? No one gave any of us a second chance?
I mean, to be fair, Troy, you did get a few chances.
I need someplace more secure, someplace that nobody can take from us.
Someplace you can take from Madison.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know where Padre is.
I guess we're gonna see how fast you can round the glass in your feet.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought that might jog your memory.
What the fuck? His eye does look pretty sick, though.
Is it on a timer? You really think we'd be stupid enough to bring that thing in here?
She used it as a signal, right? So they'll be able to find her.
You're gonna help me find Padre. Whether you know where it is or not.
How far is the hotel?
10 minutes by foot.
Let's drive then.
Oh,
Hmm.
they'll hear us coming.
Yeah.
Tanker just exploded outside my hotel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you sent Charlie here.
Well, yeah, it's kind of obvious.
You must trust her if you sent her to kill me. Wonder what Nick would think about that.
He'd get it. People change, Troy.
They do shitty things and come back from them.
Does that work for the governor? An alpha?
I want to know where Padre is.
Don't tell him, Madison.
Shut up!
Don't tell him I knew what I was doing.
I'm gonna strangle him with my bare hands.
Meet me in front of the hotel.
Oh, I don't think he'd fall for that. Yeah, he's going to stand out in the open. Yeah, he's cutting off all their arms to get to you. Because he hasn't killed Alicia. Because she'll be too focused on finding Alicia to worry about Troy, right? Or something like that.
A lot more of us inside.
Is there? Or is he lying again? Another standoff.
Let me guess, you'll take my other eye.
I'm gonna make you wish I only took the other eye.
You're in there because I asked you to go.
Well, she's also in there because she wanted to be captured.
I really don't give a shit about the girl, Madison. I just want a safe place to live.
Why do you care so much about Padre?
Because his kid's there.
What did I take from you?
Your kid, or his kid, pretty obvious.
People will have ample time to leave.
It's okay, Charlie. We're
Getting you out of there.
Why the fuck would she do that?
I took out one of his guys. I'll take out another.
Well, she didn't take him out, he's still alive.
I'm not gonna watch another place you built fall because of me.
Why are you taking the fall for her?
He shoots me, Troy doesn't get what he wants.
She's right, Troy. She's your leverage.
No one's gonna shoot anybody.
Don't give him the location.
It's not your choice, Charlie.
You won't have to give him Padre if he doesn't have anything to trade.
What? Really? She'd just kill herself? I mean, she's dead. They're showing flashbacks.
She's dead. I'm gonna kill you for this.
I mean, it wasn't Troy's fault. She shot herself.
Can't let you leave for that location. I'm gonna need that map.
Can't do that.
I mean, he could literally just kill all of you.
It's Tracy. She's missing.
There's kids in there?
She wanted to see the tanker truck. She said she'd never seen a truck running before.
Is that Troy's kid? Jesus. You only have 3 bullets? Troy. Is he fucking dumb?
What the hell are you doing?
Your men are overwhelmed. I wasn't gonna let another kid die after what just happened.
Overwhelmed by what?
We can't hold them back, Troy. The dead are everywhere. You search the area.
It's your kid.
No shit.
Daughter from me too?
I didn't take anyone from you.
Her mother's dead because of you.
I don't know what you're talking
Her mother. Is she putting it together?
You're the one who's been cutting their arms off.
Yeah. So she saved him and then wants to kill him again.
The woman who rescued me from the dam. The woman who gave me a second chance.
She rescued him from the dam. So someone saved him from the dam. Bullshit. Show it. I want to see how he survived. There's a reason they're not showing how he survived, because they know it's bullshit. So she is dead then. I thought they cut away because she didn't actually kill herself, but it kind of makes sense with the disclaimer at the beginning.
I'm not gonna let anyone else end up like Charlie.
You sent Charlie to a viper's nest. There's something fundamentally wrong with you, Madison. If you can convince the parents of the children you stole, that you changed.
Wait, so they're writing Daniel out of the story completely?
We're building Padre for Alicia, for Nick, for Frank.
You have to do it.
What? Strand comes back and he's instantly in charge? She'll be back. And there she goes. Is that Troy? Sanctuary. Oh. Why is there still walkers at the sanctuary? Like they've got like the metal melted on them. Yeah, that was another episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Overall, I'd say if most of the season is considered shit, then I'll give this episode the reward of a cleaner shit. It's much better than the rest of the season, but it's still bad. The dialogue, the character decisions, the acting, like, I don't get it. What's happening? It's like the actors just don't care anymore. Like, it definitely feels like that when it comes to Kim Dickens. Like, she just, like, her rage moments where she's going after, like, Charlie or last episode with Troy, like, she just does this weird scream, like, ah! Like, it doesn't seem convincing. It just feels to me like Kim Dickens is just doing this for the paycheck, right? Maybe it's because she's not been a part of this show for so long, so she's kind of, like, out of touch with it, right? And she's acting with a bunch of new people, so maybe that's why? I don't know. But yeah, I think that reunion scene with Luciana at the beginning, what the fuck was that? You've been dead for years. Well, clearly she's not, because she's standing right in front of you. So you just thought she was dead. Like, who thought that line of dialogue? Like, why was that a line that you'd use for a reunion? And I will say, the reunions in this show are so terrible. Like, outside of the dialogue, it's just like, oh my god, next scene. Like, nobody cares that this character's still around, like, that they thought were dead. It's just, alright, let's move on. It makes it even worse, too, considering, like, all these reunions happen this episode just for everyone to separate by the end of it. So what the fuck was the point? And you could also apply that to Charlie's death. Like, what the fuck was the point of her dying like that? She killed herself because she didn't want Troy to get to Padre. But you already know he's going to get to Padre anyway. It'd be a fucking terrible storyline if he never got to Padre. So in my opinion, I think Charlie's death is among the worst deaths in Walking Dead history. She killed herself because she didn't want Troy to get to Padre, even though there's going to be a situation where Madison and Troy are going to have to work together to defeat like a bigger threat. Because that's a constant thing that happens in the Walking Dead universe. Because it would be boring if like, oh, Troy's back, he's been dead for seasons, and now he's the villain, and now we have to kill him. Like, really? You could have just left him dead. Like, you know they're going to do like a redemption story arc for him, so it's just going to be so pointless that Charlie died for a character that's going to be able to redeem himself. And all in all, I think I would prefer just following Troy after this, because like, most of the characters are fucking stupid. I'm not going to shit on the whole episode, don't worry. But actually, you know what, maybe I will. Like, it's better because more stuff happened and like, we kind of pushed the story forward. Like, we found out that it isn't Troy's kid that's in Padre, which I thought it was. It's something related to, like, Tracy's mother. Something happened to Tracy's mother, Madison, and it was Madison that was responsible somehow. So hopefully we see what happened there with Tracy's mother, and how Troy survived, because I just need to see it. Like, I'd rather just see how it happened and how they tried to explain how he survived, you know? Instead of it just being like, oh, he was saved. Really? And then he fell in love with this person, and then that person died because of Madison somehow, because they ended up in the exact location Madison was in. Like, that's even more baffling. That's what I'm trying to focus on. And also, can we just talk about some of the dialogue when it comes to, like, the message of this season? Like, last half, it wasn't really a message, but it was mainly reused dialogue. 7 years ago, this happened. 7 years ago, even this episode, they kind of had the 7 years ago stuff. This half, especially in the past 2 episodes, this one included, every character has been saying, everyone deserves a second chance, a second chance, a second chance, a second chance. Like, motherfucker. How many times do you have to say that in one episode? Like, Jesus Christ, we get it. Everyone deserves a second chance, even though a lot of these characters have been given way more than second chances. Let's be honest. But yeah, if we go back to, like, Charlie's death for a second, I was one of the people that honestly wanted Charlie dead from most of this show, because, let's be honest, she hasn't done shit as a character. Like, what has she done? Like, genuinely, what has she done? Like, I'm trying to think. The only worthy thing that she did that actually was, like, a negative is kill Nick. Like, what's she done to redeem herself? Not much, other than, like, okay, we have to use the sympathy card, right? Like, oh, she was a kid, she was manipulated. It's like, nah, that's such a lazy way to do it. I feel like they could have done, like, such a more compelling storyline with her, but they didn't. Like, she hasn't done anything, and I think that's applied to a lot of characters in this show. Like, you know, Sarah, Wendell, like, a lot of the characters that have potentially been killed off screen. I'm iffy on that, because, I mean, you can't really trust a wiki, because wikis can be wrong. Anyone can type in a wiki. It's not 100% confirmation from the showrunners. Knowing fair writing, it probably is true. It's just baffling to me that they'd kill off all them characters, but not Charlie. Even though Charlie would have made more sense to kill off screen because of the radiation stuff. And I think a better death for Charlie would have been, okay, she's dying, radiation's getting to her, Madison comes along, Charlie says what she did to Nick, Madison's pissed, but then kind of in the end she's there for Charlie and kind of forgives her, pretty much forgives her, and then does like a mercy kill. I think that would have been better than just Madison straight up killing her, because you know they're not going to do that. And it would have been better than her killing herself because, oh no, Troy's going to get Padre. I think it would have been more emotional too, like having Madison be there for Charlie in the end and somewhat forgive her. But I will say this, the radiation poisoning, fuck off. There's no way that's just gone. And also, was she wearing a wig this episode? Because it, like, why was the hair completely different? She must have been, right, the actress? Also, Madison, What are you doing? Like, 1 minute she wants to kill Troy, the next she doesn't, the next she saves him. Like, make up your fucking mind. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm going too hard on the negatives here. But it's true. I mean, like, what was good about the episode? Like, Charlie's death? Like, it wasn't even that good. Like, it was such a half-assed death. Like, I don't want to go too negative on the episode, because it's definitely one of the better ones this season. But it's still bad. Like, I don't get it. Like, the last big death that actually got me with Fear the Walking Dead, like, that was full on just me being shocked, is John Dory. Like, him being killed was like, holy fuck. And you know what? Speaking of John, because I think this is a good episode to bring it up, they did the same exact thing with Dakota. They took her in and made her part of the group, right? Obviously, towards, like, the middle point, they kind of sidelined her and said, like, nah, you killed John, you're not going to be forgiven for that. But they forgive Charlie. Not Dakota, but Charlie, yeah, we'll forgive. You know, she was a child, she was manipulated. It doesn't matter, she still fucking killed Nick. Right? Yes, I understand why she killed Nick. You know, Nick killed the person that she was with and all that, but still. Makes it worse, too, considering she killed him when he wasn't even paying attention. I don't want to keep going negative on it, but my God, the writing, dude. Think about it like this. Do you find it crazy that, very conveniently, the episode Madison reunites with Charlie, we find out Charlie cremated Nick and has his ashes? Does that not seem very convenient? Like, oh, this happened in between the time jump. Like, just in time for Madison to forgive Charlie. Like, that's what convinced Madison. Like, Charlie's decision to be like, oh, you know, Nick deserves better than this. Really? That's baffling to me. Like, how... there's no way to defend that. That's just shit writing. Like, it's only really done for forgiveness thing, you know? Like, Madison forgave Charlie for that, right? Like, she finally believed what Charlie said. But honestly, I think it would have been a better episode to have, like, Madison go find Nick's grave. And then, you know, dig him up, cremate him, and do all that, and have, like, a proper burial. Right? That would have been better. Like, for a final season thing, absolutely that would have been better. I also kind of agree with Madison, to be honest. Like, because you have to think of it from her point of view, right? Nick was her kid. Her kid is dead. Like, she knew Nick was dead, but she didn't know how. She finds out how it happened, and it comes from the mouth of the person who caused the stadium to fall and caused Madison to have breathing problems, and is the reason why Madison was a part of Padre in the first place. Because she was found by Padre and then she was taken to the island, right? Like, Nick was her kid, her child. Like, she raised him and now he's dead because of this little shit that's caused all of this to happen. Like, they wouldn't even be out on the road if it wasn't for Charlie, let's be honest. Like, I know a lot of people bring up, like, Charlie saying, you know, oh, you know, she's been through a lot and stuff, you know, and even this episode, like, she was used by people, I understand that, but still, she's still responsible for it. At least, like, exile her, like, let her go on her own and do her own thing, right? I also just don't feel like it was really earned when Alicia forgave her. Nick's dead, and then, oh no, Alicia and Charlie end up together in a house that's flooding. Yet again, very convenient storytelling. And then, like, she just forgives Charlie. It does also kind of annoy me, though, that they brought Charlie back, even though she was basically on her deathbed at the end of last season, just to kill her off. Right? I hate shit like that. Like, it's the same thing with Morales, right? Like, Morales came back, it's like, oh my god, he's back! And then he's dead. And really, after all that, like, last season they had the, you know, bring in a new character, kill that character off by the end of the episode, right? Like, we focus this whole episode on this brand new character just to kill them off. Or there's other characters that just get completely forgotten. Right? Like Mickey, the wrestler from last season. Where the fuck's she gone? She's vanished. Also, that conversation with Daniel and Madison at the end with him saying, you know, this is the second time someone dear to me has died because of you. And it's like, Ophelia didn't die because of Madison, though. That was Troy's fault. Troy led the walkers to the ranch, deliberately, with his little fucking grenade launcher, and then Ophelia got bit. And I also never understood that. Like, Daniel was pissed at Madison, even though Madison was holding Ophelia until Daniel got there. Right? She was with Ophelia till the end. So you can't really blame Madison for what happened to your daughter. You're just being fucking stupid. Or it's, you know, the obvious thing, shit writing. I always hate this in TV shows, blaming characters for shit that they're not even involved in. It's like, it's so dumb. And even this episode, Troy doesn't really blame Madison for what happened at the ranch. Like, sure, that's probably got a little bit of influence there, but he blames her for something that probably happened off screen, so why should we care as an audience about Troy's reasonings when it didn't even happen on screen? But yeah, I'm sorry for going into too much of the negatives, but I did like the walker kills and shit, and like the setting of the tanker being blown up. Like, I like that, and also like Troy's like torture tactic, like he puts glass all over the floor. That's interesting. Of course, I mentioned it in the reaction, but Troy's eye just looks cool with that lighting and his acting too. I feel like he's the best actor in the show right now, to be honest. If people disagree with my like negative opinions, that's fine. You know, it is an opinion, but I just, it's just the writing, like, and that's the thing that I always focus on the most. Like, this episode had some good cinematography and stuff, but at the end of the day, that's not what makes an episode good, right? It makes the episode a little bit better, because like, oh, you know, I'm liking what I'm watching, but I'm not liking what I'm hearing because the writing is kind of iffy. It's still somewhat entertaining though, because it's like, I don't think like borderline's like it's so bad it's good type of thing. It's close. It's very close. But there's certain parts of this episode that is compelling. Like, I like the Troy stuff. There just needs to be more of it, and there just needs to be better explanations as to how he fucking survived and what's going on with Tracy's mother. Like, I just need a more compelling reason as to why he wants Madison dead other than just revenge. Because it's kind of boring. But yeah, like I said, this episode is still better than most of the season, but it's still not great. So, I mean, that basically wraps it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.